It's Jeff Ross, Mike's hot, let's ride. Caffeinated kangaroo with a crew worldwide. From Tassie to LA, we flip the script. Helping burnt out dads, let the hustle shift. This ain't hype, it's purpose and play. Building biz with soul, the laptop dad way. Reels AI, freedom in your grip. With a boom sauce beat and a real talk tip. So grab your brew, hit play, let's roll. You're the hero now, we're just here to soul. Let's bounce, legend in the awesome town where kangaroos coach and kings wear crowns. This is the Laptop Lifestyle Dad Show, boom sauce, baby.
That's just so cool.
It's a bit of fun, right? Boom sauce, baby. All right, guys. Well, let us know where you're tuning in from around the world. It's Dave and Jeff here, your awesome little fun duo here, talking all things AI and content marketing. And if you've been following us around the traps for a little while, you would have seen that we've stumbled across this thing called VO, Google Flow, and turning, images into videos and creating AI videos just like that one. And creating content with purpose, though, creating content that attracts and connects. And we've also been talking a lot about our 30-day content marketing mastery program that we've got coming up. So Dave, let's dive into it. Before we get started, let's do a couple of introductions for our people who don't know who we are with our new audience, because we are going public out to our profile. So Dave, I'll get you to introduce me and then I'll introduce you. How's that sound? Mix it up a bit.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
On the spot. All right. How are you going to edify me? How are you going to introduce me today?
Well, let's go. Just meet my partner in crime, Mr. Jeff Ross, the caffeinated kangaroo from Tasmania, Australia, who's the proud father of 3 lovely young boys. They're great children. He's got a lovely wife, Sarah. He's obviously into helping network and affiliate marketers. He's been doing marketing for around 16 years now, I think, give or take a bit. So he's got a few runs on the board. Yeah. Well, time flies when you're having fun. Sorry about that. And he's got a beautiful, his beautiful wife Sarah. They've both started an online church, has been amongst doing all this wonderful marketing for people. Helping people with their marketing, I probably should say more so. But we also have a done for you marketing agency as well on top of it. So you'll see him bouncing around the screens as the caffeinated kangaroo and having lots of fun, living this wonderful laptop lifestyle dad dream, I guess you could say. Probably the best way I could describe him. He's a great person. I've known him for a good couple of years now, and we've become, like brothers. So, I can't really say anything too much more about him other than we'd be here all day if I go into the full story.
Mate, I appreciate the kind words, and I really love doing business and life with you and everything in between. So guys, meet my good friend Dave Miller. He's known as the pumped up platypus at a pool party. That's one say fast. And it's been an absolute pleasure working with Dave over the last couple of years. I met Dave as a bewildered digital marketer, trying to make his way in the void of the noise of digital marketing in the world, building websites and doing SEO for people and all of that. And so Dave come across one of my free boot camps that we were running a couple of years ago, and he jumped all in. He's been a student, he's been a protege, he's been my friend, my best mate. And it's an absolute privilege to be able to, see Dave, go from, the starting journey where we started to doing a deep dive into this AI space and now to become, not just my mate, a business partner, and to be able to really work together and be of service to be able to serve our amazing community. Like, I couldn't think of a better friend, a better mate, better business partner than Dave Miller. And when it comes to the AI space, it's funny, he came to me to learn AI. We taught him the basics and got started, and then he just went down that rabbit hole and he's kept going deeper and deeper. Now he's my go-to guy for everything AI when it comes to video, when it comes to content, when it comes to automations and AI agents and, everything in that space now. Being absolutely, able to, connect in some pretty powerful circles of influence, like with Jeff J. Hunter and, Jonathan Mast and Austin Armstrong and with the Los Angeles Tribune. And we're just having a lot of fun being of service, helping, people like yourself in the network and affiliate marketing space really leverage this thing called attraction marketing and how to leverage AI. So a few weeks back, we rewind, Dave and I thought, right, how can we help take the handbrake off? How can we help our community run faster and leverage AI, not just to create content and add to the noise that's already in the world, but to create content with purpose and content with heart. So, Dave, what's got you most excited about our upcoming 30-day content marketing mastery program that we're about to launch?
How long did you say this goes for? We're doing live, aren't we? Not going for a 3-hour session, or
let's try and keep it to 40 minutes max.
we'll do a JJH and go for 5 hours or something like that.
Why not? I'll cancel my day.
Yeah,
let's
why not? Got nothing else to do. So, and just apologies if you hear a bit of noise in the background.
No need to apologise. We're working with kids in the background and everything in between.
Exactly. So, but I guess what gets me, well, other than the fact that I get to do this with you and we get to serve our wonderful community here, and I guess since you came up with the voice framework, that's really been a game changer as well for I guess giving people and all our students and I guess myself, because I've been jumped on board with it as well. Just a real lot of clarity in what we're doing. And I think that part of it, but along with being able to show people how to use images and videos, like you said, not to blend in, to stand out from the crowd. So I think that they're going to be the biggest things. I mean, they're going to get the overall marketing routines as well. There's just so much value in there. I mean, I was just having a quick squiz at the run sheet that we had there before. And I was thinking, are we doing that in 30 days or 30 weeks?
30 weeks, right? Well, it really is. It's 16 years. Well, actually, my 16 years plus probably your 10 years of, a combined experience really sort of wrapped into a 30-day program to help shorten the learning curve, right? And, like if you're creating content and it's just getting crickets, well, this is for you. If you're tired of posting and not getting any traction, or second guessing every real caption or call to action, like this is for you. If you're feeling like others are flying past you while you're stuck on that hamster wheel, on that grind, well, we've built this for you in mind. And we're here to help you to really turn your story into a brand and a brand that attracts and converts. This is what we just sat down and we put together. We go, right, how can we of service and take the handbrake off for people and give them everything they need in the content marketing space to not only just to understand AI, how to create content. Like that's a tactic, that's a tool, but to go into the buying psychology and understand the science around how to get people to move from cold to sold. How to understand how the brain works in the processing decision making. Understanding, mirror neurons fire off when people, connect to your story. Your RAS system responds when the message feels personal. Dopamine's built up when, momentum and you're doing it together and action creates motivation. See, nobody can motivate you. You can only motivate yourself. Nobody can inspire you. You can only inspire yourself, but we can empower you. We can equip you. We can give you the knowledge and give you the safe space to apply that knowledge, to do the messy, to do the hard, to do the community stuff together. And that's where we get up and run. We lock arms and we go build personal brands that really attract, that connect and convert. G'day, Renee and May. Thank you very much for jumping on the live with us. If you're tuning in and you're watching live, I can see we've got a few viewers. Let us know where you're tuning in from, what platform you're watching us with, whether it be Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn. We've got StreamYard here, so we can stream over all the different channels. But Dave, let's talk about the Sucksville point in time. Like we've got people that we come into our sphere of influence all the time, right? And you know, we have these people come to us and say, Jeff, like, well, Dave, you know, I just can't get XYZ to work for me. You know, what do you think? Well, let's highlight the frustration point, and let's share some stories of how we've been able to take people from frustrated to clarity and help them move forward. You know, what are some of the stories that you would like to connect in here at this stage? I've got a couple, but I'd love to hear from you.
Well, I could probably start with myself. That's usually a good place to start. And then I'll pick on a student or two. But, you know, as you said, when we first met, you know, I thought that I knew a fair bit about, you know, AI and how to go about using it. And shortly after sort of meeting up with you, I discovered that that wasn't the case. And here he is, the superstar of the show. Yeah. And I was really finding that, you know, like I think I was a little bit like yourself, like everything was sort of robotic and everything, you know, I had AI, but it was like I was still posting stuff and creating stuff, but it was still not, you know, generating anything for me. And that was because I didn't really know how to, well, one, you know, personalize it, and two, actually have a system, you know, to run through. You know, I guess I didn't know enough about their customer value journey at that point in time, I guess. You know, I thought I did, but I didn't really know it. And you know, getting all those things, that clarity, and obviously learning then how to use AI as well. That did actually take me from, well, Sucksville to, well, three-quarters of the way up the mountain to Awesome Town anyway. So, you know, it was just pretty that was pretty amazing. But you know, we've got some of our students, some that have been around for a little while, and it's funny when they come in. I guess that a lot of them are obviously network marketers and affiliate marketers, but you know, even the network marketers, and a lot of them, when they come on board, they're trying to sell so many different things, you know, which is, you know, part of the game. But they soon realize that, you know, realistically, they need to be the brand instead of, you know, trying to sell everything else as individual brands as well. So once they get that clarity from yourself and you know, Jade and myself, as well, as we go through our academy these days, it's just amazing to see, you know, where some of them come from. Some of them would come from you know, nowhere basically, and just a confused mess really. And you know, now we have conversations with them, you know, and you'd think that they've been doing it for 20 years. You know, that's how much they've advanced and been able to put, you know, this bit and that bit together. And, you know, it's fantastic every time, you know, we have one of our trainings and stuff like that. Just the light bulb moments that the students have, you know, whether they've been there for, you know, for months and months and months, or whether they're just, you know, newcomers. You know, and I guess that's one of the biggest things is, you know, we are able to meet people where they're at, and give them that real clarity. And once they get that real clarity, there's, I guess, no stopping them really. It's just, you know, amazing to see those transformations. So
yeah, I like to think of a story at the moment. You know, we've got young Dazza, who's just joined us, right? And so he came to this space, you know, bewildered in you know, deer in headlights, not knowing how to really share his story, really how to put it to a voice, to a brand, and that type of thing. And you know, coming along to the academy, he's found his voice, and he's jumped into the content marketing mastery, and I could see the guy just coming to life. You know, it's like his heart's now starting to sing, and it's got purpose, right? It's got direction, and it's got clarity. And when we can get people this type of, you know, momentum and mobility and empowerment, it's amazing how much that purpose it ignites something in them, and they start to come to life, right? And you can start to see them geeking out and playing around. You know, Daryl, he hasn't even done the 30-day mastery with us yet, but he's experimenting, and he's now playing around with VO free and following our example, and just having a lot of fun with it. But you can also see that it's not just about fun; it's about getting that purpose and that mission, that vision for the heart, and being able to express that. And that's where true personal brands are built from that heart space, right? And so this is what we do. We inspire people to go deep and do the inner work, there are a lot of people out there teaching the tactical and the strategy and the how to and all of that. And we do that too. And that's what I would call the horizontal. But the voice framework that we're talking about here, it's the thing that the secret sauce, the X factor that helps you to go deep. But also going deep helps you to rise above the noise. And then that's where you start to see engagement, increasing, your results increasing, conversations being started, and getting that level of clarity that, hey, we don't need to just be pitch monsters or spamming bots and getting out there. We can actually, bring in some social and some personal heart to this conversation and be a person of service, be a
Because
person.
that boom source you're talking about.
Yeah, being that boom source. Yeah, I love it. That's right. It's that boom source. And then you get to have fun and you get to bring, personalities like the caffeinated kangaroo or the pumped up platypus. Or I think what Daryl's now is the Wombaz Bombat.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's pretty awesome too. Yep.
Yeah, we just have a lot of fun together. But it's that safe space where we see you, we understand you, you feel understood. But in that space, you then have permission to go and experiment, do the messy, do the hard, and go grow and start to blossom, right? Start to push through those roots and start to shine. And that's what we're really all about.
And I think the other important thing, and you mentioned it there before, because we are very heart-centered, and the thing is we look at AI, to amplify us, and in what we do. So basically, it's not here to overtake what you do. It's not here to do all the work for you. It's here to enhance what you actually do. And as you always say, AI plus your heart equals your superpower, and that is absolutely true. Like, for me, it's all about, obviously, always a big one of saying keep the human in the loop, and it's about speed. That's really what it allows us to do. Yeah. Like, it helps you implement things. It can help you brainstorm. It can help you come up with ideas, but you've still got to have this and this in the mix to get the results that you're after. Well, I was actually just blown out. I was just since we started doing this a week or so ago, I was just having a bit of a look at my engagement, because I've been putting a lot of stuff out there over the last 7-10 days or so, and it's gone up. I usually get somewhere about 20,000 views maximum sort of thing. I'm up to 240 odd thousand at the moment.
Yeah, right. So more eyeballs, more people seeing what you do, and then
exactly.
And I know that's led to some conversations, and that's led to some wins for you across the board, and that's how it all happens. Like, it's the customer value journey. Understanding how to take people on that pathway, and that's what we teach. So, like, guys, yes, we're teaching you how to master AI and create awesome little AI videos and all that, but it's not just about that. It's about how to understand the journey that we take people on, and how we can create content that is a bridge to bring people closer into the conversation, to build that trust, to build that influence, and to build that brand. So you never have to worry about, being a representative and going from opportunity to opportunity ever again. Like, you can go be a brand and you can represent multiple products and multiple opportunities, but it's about strategically placing the right product in front of the right people at the right time. And that's what we teach here. And so in this 30-day content marketing mastery, we're going to dive a lot into the messaging and clarity around the buying psychology. And yes, we're going to geek out in all the AI tools as well. Let me just quickly run this through with everybody, so everybody understands the why, the how, the what, and all of that. Let's start here. The big problem is most people, they'll never taught how to turn their story into a strategy. They don't understand how to connect the dots. This is something that I've been mastering for 16 years. I've read nearly every book and done every course out there, and I'm bringing that 16 years of worth of experience, because I know every fundamental mastery skill that most leaders have is they're master story sellers. And yes, I said story seller, not storyteller, because stories compel, stories sell, stories share your belief, your posture, and your confidence, and it gives that a transfer over to other people. It creates that bridge. And so this transfer, it's a magnetic transfer of energy. So when you learn how to craft your story and then use cool content tools like AI video and music and the words and whatever else that you can put together, and then have some structure and systems to be able to express your story through all your content, this is how we turn your story into a strategy. Your story truly does matter. You've been handed the scripts, you've been handed the templates, and you've been handed all the hustle advice. You've been shown what to do, but you haven't been given any substance on why this works, the purpose for it, and how it actually really works. Where we're going to lift up the hood, we're not going to hold back. We're going to do a deep dive into that how and that why. But see, this is what you really need. A repeatable, duplicatable system that works for you, not for XYZ company, not to be another ambassador for another clone for that product, but to build a brand that is suited for your life, for your needs, for your circumstances, and to give you the fundamental systems that work for you, and to help you to create that clarity and that purpose and that heart to always show up online so you can be confident and share your passion with the world. So this is the voice sprint that we've created together. It's a 30-day program that's designed to help you to elevate your voice. If you're not sure what that looks like, well, then you need to come and do our 8-week laptopboss.dads Academy. That's all about helping you to find your voice. So if you're not sure about that, or you've got an idea of what it looks like, well, you can actually jump into this, learn how to go that, and then go back to that and marry the two together, or do it vice versa. Either way will be a pathway for you. Over this 30 days, though, we're going to help you to nail your brand voice. We're going to help you to create a magnetic content engine. We're going to help you to leverage all of the AI tools out there that Dave and I geek out on every day, to use them like a pro and without losing your personality and your authenticity. We're going to help you to go live, show up, and scale without burnout. To help you to really master the algorithm so you can get eyeballs on your content, but not just about that. Creating content with heart that connects, attracts, and converts to help you to show up and shine in that space. So you're going to learn all of the ins and outs of it all. So let's work through the roadmap. Week 1, we're going to help you to find your voice, in this space. So voice is a framework that I spin off on. It's 16 years to be able to bring attraction marketing methods together. And so we're going to do a deep dive on your values. We're going to do a deep dive on your origin story, your influence, and your authority-based content to be able to create from that space. We're going to help you help your content to be clear and concise, that it gets your message along in a space that creates clarity, not confusion, to explain your offers simply so people get it, not focused on the features, not even really focused on the benefits, but focused on the transformative outcomes that people really want to buy. And using 25 years worth of sales experience in that space to really help you to build content that sells. And then we're going to help you to, bring in your expression and bring your personality to life. And we're going to do behind the scenes, walkthrough on how you can do that just, by creating content and using AI to bring your true heartfelt expression. We'll do live Q&As. We'll do the deep dive. It's really about community doing it together. So that's week 1. Week 2, once we're understanding our voice framework and we've got that clarity, we're going to turn your voice into content and learn how to use reels, learn how to use posts, learn how to use videos, learn how to use blogs, prompting, everything that you need to create content. We're going to go into our 3 core content types, which are value, story, and call to action. We'll teach you how to create hooks that grab people's attention. We're going to teach you how to leverage tools like CapCut. If you've never used CapCut or heard of it before, that's okay, because this is CapCut for beginners. We're going to show you how to use B-roll and trending sounds and everything else that you need to know to create content and pull it in that space. We're going to help you to go live with confidence and walk you through that. And once again, we'll always do a recap and a Q&A session. And then Dave's going to go into week 3. This is where Dave's going to shine and show up and be a real geek in this space. So I realize we're just week 3. So now we're really about leveraging AI. You've found your voice, you've got some substance about it now, and you know how to connect your audience to your heart and to your message. Now let's put the tools to work. We're going to help you to train ChatGPT and Claude to sound like you, how to learn how to create faceless video content and repurpose everything with a strategy to be able to help you to know how to automate your content in a way that still sounds like you, still connects like you, but in some systems there to help you to save your time, energy, and money. And we're also going to help you to learn how to use, tools like Midjourney, Flux, Bing, some AI image tools. We're going to learn how to use Sora and Veo and Syllabi. These are some of the video tools. Dave, let me just pause here for a second. This is your space to shine. So what are some of the other tools that or some of the strategies we're going to learn? We're going to learn about content marketing, calendars, and prompting in this week. This is your week. So what are the things that you're looking forward to teaching in this space?
All of the above. I think you just rounded it all up, to be honest. The caffeinated kangaroo is on fire. Yeah, there's I'm just going to be excited because there are so many I guess new tools sort of evolving, at the moment. Like Google's created an amazing suite of tools at the moment. I just seen also today that Meta's even brought out stuff to help with video editing and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I've also seen that we got new browser wars that are about to happen with Perplexity and Google.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. And I think Instagram also allow you to create videos and stuff like that or something as well. I think that's part of the Meta suite there. But really, it's just going to be having fun, but fun with purpose. There's no use creating heaps and heaps of content. It's nice to. That's right. I mean, it's nice just to create a few funny videos and stuff like that sometimes, just to break the monotony. But realistically, when you're creating stuff, content, you really need it that's going to speak to your audience. And there needs to be that strategy and purpose behind it. So you need to keep it on brand. So you need to pick your style, what you're going to do, how you're going to go about it. You need to tell the stories in those videos still, and in the shorts and everything else as well. They need to be educational as well. So I'm just looking forward to just running through that and showing some strategies on what you can do. A lot of people use like Instagram and TikTok and all that sort of stuff. So creating the little short stuff and faceless videos as well. That's another one. I mean, ultimately, I think there's been a lot of stuff going on about YouTube sort of clamping down on that at the moment, but we'll see whether that comes to fruition or not. Because
look, I saw Austin Armstrong on that, and I saw Austin put a post up there about 24 hours ago on that, and what he said is, YouTube's cracking down on duplication content. So AI faceless video content's still going to run supreme. What it's going to be cracking down on is people resharing that, and making it their own type thing and trying, to spin it off. So if you've got cloned, replicated content out there, that's what YouTube's cracking down on, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing to help to make sure that the original creator is getting the value that they need in that space,
right? Which is a good thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, so AI is a revolution. We can either ignore it and get left behind, or we can embrace it. Here's the thing: social media marketing, I guarantee you, it's going to transform in the next 6 to 12 months. And if you don't learn how to embrace these AI tools, if you don't learn how to embrace the strategy and the understanding, the buying psychology behind it on why to create content to attract, convert, and connect with people, you're going to get left behind by those who do. And so this is an opportunity for us to really help be part of the pioneering transformation of this revolution, and be part of the pioneering community that help others to do the same thing. Because we're on a mission here to go and help hundreds of thousands of people to do this. So we can't do it on our own. But if we can teach you how to do it and teach you how to go help others to do it, that's where we lock arms and we run together, and we help people not get left behind in the dust, and we help people to embrace this AI revolution and master it, and be able to go create those lives that we all dream of by design, that laptop lifestyle. The laptop lifestyle is not about the house and the plane and the Lamborghini and the sexy girls hanging off my arm. I wish maybe the 20-year-old version.
It's more about the little people that run around behind you in the background.
it's about legacy. It's about our kids and leaving a better world for them so they don't have to go through our same struggles. But what Laptop Lifestyle is really about, it's about freedom, freedom of purpose, freedom of being able to show up when you want to show up, not being stuck to somebody else's dream, but going creating your own. And we have no time in place that we've had better opportunities to go do just that. I know my mate Daryl here, he's a carer. He's had to, give up his idea of the workforce and go become a carer because of whatever happened in, his family's life. I've had a similar journey myself. Dave, you've had a similar journey. And so we now don't have to worry about, handouts for something like Centrelink or anything like that. We can, yes, that's a crisis moment, and it's very grateful for those things that would support us to keep the roofs over our head. They say if you've got a roof over your head, lights on, food on your fridge, you're part of the top 2% richest people in the world. There's billions of people out there that are living, in shanties and in tips and all of that. So we've got to be grateful for what we do have. But what we also do have here with technology today is the tools and the resources to go really build those awesome lives by design, but not just for ourselves, but to help others do the same thing. And that's what gets me really fired up about this space. And I just love to be able to serve and teach what we know and lead by example. So Dave, before we wrap this up, what is the thing that you reckon most people are going to get out of this? Like, what's that one outcome that you hope that everybody who comes to this journey, who comes with us, what's that, we've done our job. What's that one thing?
Confidence.
I
think. Yeah. Confidence to go out there and share from their heart what they really believe in to people that matter to them. That's what I think.
Well, it comes back to that voice part, doesn't it? It comes back to being able to find your voice, to be able to have the confidence to share your voice, to be able to elevate it, to be able to amplify it, to be able to connect it, to go and create, community. And that's influence, right? That's leadership. And when we can empower people to leverage, tools that like this, content marketing, attraction marketing, and then give them access to opportunities like affiliate and network marketing things, they don't necessarily have to worry about trying to create their own products or whatever. They can use other people's products, and then they can actually go and really leverage their voice. Pardon the pun, but giving me some more confidence to find my voice and share that in a way that matters. Thank you, Daryl. I love a good old pun, in that space. And that's what we're...
Exactly. I guess the other thing too is people, what they will understand, and is one of your favorite sayings that you've been teaching us a lot over the last few months. And that is realistically, what is your brand? And your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. And I think that's just, that was something that really, hit because, it was always about, I guess your logo and, what you're doing and what little mascots you got representing you and the type of stuff that you're doing. But, realistically, if you think about it from that point of view, then, it's 100% true. People are going to talk, tell you the truth when you're not there.
Your brand is a story that people talk about you when you're not in the room, right? So we're going to help you to bring that instead of other people talking about you while you're not in the room and filling that void with made up stuff, we're going to give you the fundamentals and the foundations to go help shift that narrative. So when people talk about you, that they're talking about the story that you choose, that you've given them, that people know you for in that space. This is all psychological backed, and it's results focused. We dive in deep into the neuroscience space and get into even the NLP and understanding these tools to help us to take people on a journey. Now, these are tools, and they are very powerful tools, and used in the wrong hands, they can be used for manipulation. And we're very careful of that, of who we invite into our circle of influence for that very reason. But when you understand these tools and how to work them, you can understand the leadership principles behind them. You don't have to manipulate people to take action. You can inspire them, you can empower them, you can equip them. And when you've got that understanding and the systems to back that up, you don't have to be attached to the results anymore. And this is about where we get to marry the process and divorce the outcome, and we get to show up with purpose and show up and serve a mission rather than trying to chase the dollar. Yes, we've gamified all of this to help it, keep it, entertaining and keep the value and the fun factor high as well. But we're really, it's all about community and connection and doing this together. Some of the results that some of our people have seen, in previous programs is, they posted one reel and got 40 DMs off of one conversation. Some people now, they've said they finally know what to say without freezing. Their team is duplicating without them having to hold their hand because they've learnt the leadership principles to be a person of influence and not creating a team of codependence. And they're teaching their team to do that as well. So, guys, we've got a bit of a special going on at the moment. It's our early bird bonus, and we're running this until July 14th, or it says 20 spots gone there. We've actually already got 10 taken, so there's only 10 left. So it's $199, and yes, this is US dollars. And so we're opening this up. If you're not in yet, if you're on the fence, you want to have a conversation with Dave or myself, reach out. We'll love to chat. We'll answer your questions. But we're going to jump this up to $497 after the 14th of July. So it's your choice. Pay later, pay the $497, or jump in right now. Let's lock in your seat for the $199 because we're doing this at this special price because we're going to be building this as we go. Now, there's benefits and cons to doing that, but the benefit for you is we're going to be keeping our finger on the pulse. We've got a framework and a curriculum that we're definitely going to work, but we're going to be building and pivoting and adjusting to suit those who are in the room, to work to your needs in this space. And then once we've actually done this 30-day program, we're going to turn this into an evergreen product. It'll be a product on our shelf, and that's where it will stand there for $497. And the great thing about this and coming through this early days as we launch this product is that you can come along as part of those pioneering students with us, and you can do it live with us, get that extra level of Q&A with us, and you can also be part of how we shape it moving forward. But here's the thing, you'll actually have a full access pass to that course for life, and you can go back and watch the replays and go back over it as many times as you need. And if we raise the price, that's all good because your seat's secured. We'll be doing other programs that bolt onto this. So we're doing this one here to help people to elevate their voice. We'll be doing one all about podcasting, which is all about amplifying your voice later on. But these are programs that we're going to be putting onto our shelf. And we just hope that you come along this journey with us. We've already got 10 people who have said yes. We're looking for another 10 before we raise the price. And we hope you to, come be with us. Our promise to you, we'll leave on this, is we don't make fake followers and algorithm hacks. We promise that a voice that you're proud of, a system that you can stick to, and content that'll help you to start conversations. If you show up, you do the work, we guarantee that your voice will get louder and your brand will grow deeper. If that's not the case, we'll continue to work with you until it does in that space, until we tick those boxes. So the next steps here is, jump onto this link. Let me share it with you in the comments. Lock in your spot. Be one of those 20 that are coming on board with us. And let's get that moving forward before that opportunity goes and that price jumps up. Here you go. The link is in the comments there. It's on their Facebook there for now. If you're watching on LinkedIn or YouTube, just reach out to us and we will send you the link there in either the chat or email. But guys, we're on fire for this. This is something that we've put our heart and soul into, and we're ready to go all in with us. We've just got one question for you. Are you in? Are you ready to rock and roll? Because this is not just about creating content for the sake of creating content and adding to the very noisy world that's out there. The world is starving for connection. It's looking for people to trust. They're starving for trust. And so we're here to create hero makers who go create other hero makers. We're here to help you, to empower you to leverage the amazing tools and AI resources that we have out there. to help you to build a personal brand with purpose and heart, and all about helping you to connect your story to your audience. Thanks, guys. That's all we have for today's live. Dave, do you have any other final words before we wrap up?
No, but I'd highly advise you, especially if you're sitting on the fence, if just grab a copy of that link and click on it and open it up and have a bit of a read through that little funnel there, and then you just sit down with yourself and think of, what value you're going to get out of that for the price that it is, how much time you're going to save. So there's another saving in there. There's, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm just looking at the run sheet over here, and there'd have to be at least $5,000 to $10,000 worth.
Oh, easy. I've paid $10,000 for a course like this easy myself in the past.
I have, yeah. I've paid $5,000 for courses that are nowhere near as good as this, and and that's not trying to beat ourselves up. We love to give value, we love to over deliver, and and that's the thing. The thing for us is, at the end of the day, is if we can see people that have done our courses, done our training, anything like that succeed, well, that's better than any amount of money that you can get. So that's what it's all about for us. But I just think, jump on there, have a look at it, do the numbers yourself, and you think about it. For $199, it's a crazy price. And and
some people might say, okay, $199 is too much. Well, my question for you is it really? What's the cost of not doing it? How's that
going to cost you to make a video if you don't know how to do it?
If the cost of not doing it is holding you back, like if money is a hurdle, then you've got to ask yourself, what's the cost of not doing it?
Exactly.
You can't find $199 if that is detrimental to your rent or putting food in your fridge. I totally get it, but we've lowered the price down in this space in a way that money should not be the hurdle of the objection. So if it's not money, then it's time, and if time is the case, then then how much of a priority is your freedom? To really get the tools and the empowerment. And if that is not the case, then it's a matter of trust. And you don't trust us, and that's cool. I totally understand that. Reach out, connect with us. Let's see how we can build that trust, and we can build that belief in you that that we are the right people for you. And if we're not, then cool. But don't just judge a book by its cover. Let's have a conversation. Let's connect. Let's chat. But if those of you who have reached out, who are sitting on the fence or doing what you can to make this work, let's go, because time's ticking along. And we would love to see you do that, but we can't want it more for you than what you want it for yourself. We can't, we can't force a horse to drink the water. And so
no, that's right. Exactly.
We're not attached to you coming along. We're going to do this with or without you, but we would so love to do it with you.
Exactly. Doesn't matter if there's 10 people there or 10,000 people there, it's still going to get done.
Right.
Because we're going to just have so much fun doing it.
Well, man, I just have so much fun doing this with you and these type of things. So just imagine what we're doing here. And yes, this was more of an infomercial style live. We do other value-based ones, of course. But guys, times are ticking. We've got to get things moving. So let's go.
Let's go. All right, guys. Let's do it.
We're gonna end on this note with our little thing here with the captivated kangaroo. So this is just a little example to show you what's possible in this space. And this is what we're going to create together for you as well. So guys, thank you, Renato, mate. From the experience with these guys, this is money's more than worth it. Really appreciate you.
Thanks, Daryl.
Cool. All right, guys.
Daryl's little comment there too.
Yeah, Daryl, I love that. Okay. All you do is sit on the fence. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up on this video. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Yo, it's Jeff Ross, Mike's hot, let's ride. Caffeinated kangaroo with a crew worldwide. From Tassie to LA, we flip the script. Helping burnt out dads let the hustle shift. This ain't hype, it's purpose and play. Building biz with soul, the laptop dad way. Reels AI, freedom in your grip. With a boom sauce beat and a real talk tip. So grab your brew, hit play, let's roll. You're the hero now, we're just here to soul. Let's bounce, legend in the awesome town where kangaroos coach and kings wear crowns. This is the Laptop Lifestyle Dad Show, boom sauce, baby.